guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Erin from the Bookish Craft House. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for subscribing and returning to our videos. I am here today with a little bit of a yarn haul. I've been watching all the fiber artists in the US and them sharing all their amazing yarn hauls from Joann's, which has officially closed down now. Today is June 17th, Tuesday, June 17th. So Joann's is officially closed in the US. I've seen some really amazing yarn hauls that fiber artists have shared right up until Joann's closing. It looked like right up until the end they were offering some really great deals. So I was feeling a little jealous, and since I am located in Canada, I was not able to take advantage of the last minute closing sales that Joann's had. I was able to make it to the US back in April, I believe it was. So I was able to go to Joann's, picked up a few things, but when I went, yarn was only, I think it was only 30 or 40% off. So nothing really, too outstanding, pretty much the same promotion that they would offer on a regular basis before they went bankrupt, between all their coupons and the discounts that they offered. So I was really looking or hoping for a little bit more at that time. So I think I only picked up 2 or 3 skeins of yarn, and they were really just things that I needed, and I figured I may as well get it while I'm here. So since I missed out on the whole Joann's closing experience and picking up all those great yarn deals, I was looking to find some good yarn deals here in Canada, and I did see that Walmart.ca, so the online version of Walmart in Canada, was having a yarn clearance sale. So I was able to pick up quite a few yarns. They all had to be ordered online, so the yarns that I picked up are all yarns that I had to buy kind of sight unseen. But excited to show you guys what I got and kind of give a little review of what I think so far. I haven't had a chance to use any of them, literally unboxing them here with you guys. So let's get into it. So the first yarn that I picked up is a Bernat baby blanket. It's in the colorway Ocean Waves. It's this really nice kind of different variegated blue yarn, and I really like it. I just got 1 skein of this, and I was hoping to get it to use on a blanket that I'm planning on making, and I needed a second color. The color is great, but the one thing I'm kind of disappointed in is this is clearly an older skein of Bernat blanket, or baby Bernat, because I don't know if you can tell on the camera, I think some fiber artists with a good eye will be able to tell that this is one of the older skeins of the Bernat baby blanket. So I'm not too keen on that, too happy with that. It's not as soft, it's a little more harsh feeling. So I'm not sure I'll end up using this for my blanket. The blanket I'm planning on making, I am using some new Bernat blanket yarn it's the Mystical line, I think it's called, and it's so soft and just smooth, and this one is just gonna ruin the feel of the blanket, I think. So probably gonna save this either for some plushies, or unfortunately might have to return this one just based on the feel of the yarn. I'm not too happy with it. This Bernat baby blanket was $7 for the skein. So a nice price. Typically in Canada, a skein of the baby blanket, Bernat blanket in general, goes for about $15, but the normal price at Walmart is $13.77. So at $7, it was about half off. Next, we have some wool ease from Lion Brand, and I'm actually going to pop one out of here. So it's the wool ease thick and quick from Lion Brand. These are popular for making like winter hats and scarves. I've used this yarn before. I made a winter hat and as well a winter headband, and for the cold winters up here in Canada, it's so great, and it keeps my ears and my head so warm. And so for this one, I was able to get 3 skeins. So they came in this package here all together, 3 of the same color. This is the colorway Toasted Almond. So it's this really nice kind of black and brown. And I got 3 of them for $7 in total, which is an amazing deal. A skein of this yarn here in Canada goes for about $10, depends where you buy it. But I was able to get 3 of them for $7 altogether. So really great deal. I'm super excited for this. I'm super excited for this yarn. Definitely going to be keeping this one and using it. I think it's going to make some really cute winter hats. I'll see what else I can think of to make with it. But all I know is this is my favorite wool to use for hats or headbands for the winter, because they really are, that mix of the acrylic and the wool make it so warm. So I really love this yarn. So this one was, like I said, $7 for all 3 skeins, and I will definitely be keeping this one. Next yarn that I got was a Caron cake. It's the Caron Color Haze. I've never used this yarn before. I've actually never used a Caron yarn before, so this will be my first one. So these are the Color Haze line. I unwound a little bit of it just so I could see kind of what the yarn looks like. It's got like a fuzziness to it. It's very interesting. I love the kind of the pattern and how the color looks in the roll. So this one is the color Siren Call. So that's the colorway here. It's really nice. It has 1% spandex, which is interesting. I don't know if I've ever worked with a spandex yarn before. And then the breakdown is 48% polyester, 42% acrylic, 9% nylon, and 1% spandex. So a nice little mix there. I don't know, this yarn just seemed so cool to me, so I had to buy it. I don't know what I would make with it, but I'm kind of leaning towards a wearable. I'm thinking of going with, there's this pattern I've been looking at, and I can put the link down in the bio. It's a free pattern that I found on a blog. I believe it's called OTH blog. I didn't get that right, but again, I'll put the link down below, and it's this really nice open hole sweater. Really big open weave. The pattern does call for, I believe, a number 5 weight yarn, and this is a number 4 weight. So I'm thinking of either double stranding or just sizing up. Usually I'd probably make a size small or medium. Maybe I'll make the larger extra large, and it should still fit. But that's my thought. I just love the color of this yarn. And I really love it. It doesn't look as soft as it feels. It feels so soft. So really excited to use this. So I got this one, the Siren Call. This one, it was $7. And then I did also get it in another, hit the camera there. I did get it in another color as well. So this is the other color. Some really beautiful blue in there. And this one is called Blue Moon. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure which one I like better. They're both so nice. I feel like the Blue Moon has elements of Siren Call in it. I see a lot of the green along the edges, but they're both so nice. I'm thinking, so I did order 2 skeins of both of these because I was feeling like I would want to make a wearable with these. They're quite large. It's an 8-ounce skein. So you have 649 yards. So it's a good amount of yarn here. So I did order 2 of each, but I'm thinking I only want to keep 1 color. So let me know in the comments down below which one you like better, this more green Siren Call or this more blue Moon color. And I'll see which one I'm going to use to work up that sweater that I mentioned. These were $7 each, so really great price. I believe they're a regular $14.99, so more than half off there. So great deal, and super excited to see how these ones work up. Next, I got a skein of Bernat Premium. This is just a number 4 weight acrylic yarn. It's my go-to, just 100% acrylic number 4 medium weight yarn that I use. This is in the colorway Truffle. It is not a color that I have in my collection, and I find recently I've really liked working with neutrals, and this neutral brown is a really great addition to that. So I was excited to get this. I got this one on sale for, I believe it was $3. So really great price. Usually these go for, I believe they're $5.50 or $6 at Walmart. So about half off. And like I said, it was a color I was thinking of getting anyways. I was looking for that kind of neutrally brown to add to my collection of acrylics, especially for when I'm doing granny square projects. I think this is a color that really adds to that neutral palette. So picked one of these up. Just got one of these. And then next is a Red Heart Super Saver. So I have some Red Heart Super Saver yarn from years and years ago that was actually handed down to me from a friend who bought it probably 20 years ago. So I was hesitant to buy this yarn because the Red Heart Super Saver from 20 years ago is much more scratchy than how this one feels. So this one, I don't know if they've improved the formula in 20 years. I would assume that they have, or maybe it's just that the yarn has been around for 20 years and exposed to elements that made it more scratchy, but this is surprisingly soft. It's a number 4 medium weight yarn, 100% acrylic, so can mix it nicely with the Bernat Premium acrylic that I have. And I just absolutely loved this color. It is the colorway Saffron. And I'm just absolutely in love. I know I was just saying I'm going for more neutrals, and this is definitely not a neutral. It's definitely a very vibrant, bold yellow, but I absolutely love it. And I feel like the camera's not really doing it justice. Through the camera, it looks more like just a highlighter yellow, I guess, but it is definitely much more of like a mustardy, bright yellow, kind of like a curry color. And I really like this. So excited to see how I can use this, where I can use this. We'll definitely be incorporating this color into some granny squares. And this skein I got for $3 as well. I'm actually not sure what the regular price is on this usually at Walmart. I think it might actually be closer to $5, maybe a little bit higher. So a little less than 50% off, but still a really good deal. And really love this color, excited to use it. And then lastly, the yarns that I am most excited for. I got some Red Heart Roll With It sparkle yarn. I have never used this yarn before, but I saw it and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. So this is a 97% acrylic and 3% other fibers. I assume the 3% other fibers is the sparkle that's in the yarn. So you can see it, the yarn has like almost like a tinsel intertwined with it. Just look at that colorway. It is so beautiful. I cannot wait to use this. This is the colorway Magic. This skein is 150 grams, 561 yards. So a nice size skein. This is a number 4 weight yarn, I believe. Yes, number 4 weight yarn. It does seem like it might be a little thinner than a typical 4 weight 4, but either way, that's fine with me. I just absolutely love this pattern. I ordered 3 skeins of this colorway. My plan is to make a blanket with this one, and I'm thinking of doing kind of like a giant granny square blanket, just a continuous granny square. I think that'll just show the color changes so nicely. The question is, do I start with the yellow or do I start with the green? That's what I'm not sure about. But if you have an opinion down below, put it in the comments. If you think that the center of the granny square should be green or yellow, and my goal is to just work it out continuously and just seamlessly transition at the end of this skein to the next skein by matching the color for the color. So that means that yellow will meet yellow of the next skein. It'll probably see some increased yellow, but it will just continuously fade into each other, just to keep that fade of the yarn to keep going versus a stark color change. But super excited to see that. And it's an acrylic yarn, and even with that tinsel in it, it's very soft. So I think it'll make a really nice blanket, and probably a really nice lighter weight blanket, because like I said, it is a 4 weight yarn, but it is a pretty thin, I'll bring it a little closer to the camera. It is a pretty thin strand, and I can compare here. I can compare to the Bernat Premium. This one is a number 4 weight, and you can see here, whoops. You can see here that if you look closely, you can see the difference in the weight. If you look closely, you can kind of see the difference in the weight there. The Bernat definitely is a little bit thicker, even though they're both number 4 weight yarns. So that was one colorway of this yarn, and then I did get a second colorway, and this one is called Amethyst, and I purple is my favorite color, so I am just absolutely in love with this colorway. I as well got 3 skeins of this one, same size, same breakdown of the materials, and I'm thinking probably going to make a second blanket with this one. Maybe I don't think this would make the greatest wearable, just with the tinsel in it. It's going to get a little scratchy, and probably won't hold up very well in the wash. So maybe if I don't do a blanket, maybe work some granny square bags into it, but I'm really feeling blankets for these ones. I just think they're just going to make such beautiful blankets that are just have beautiful color transitions, and that same with that granny square style. I would like to use 2 different patterns for the blanket, so definitely one is going to be just a continuous granny square, because I have that stuck in my head. But the second one, I'd like to find a different pattern. I've seen people do like the star blankets with this kind of yarn. Those are really cute. Or maybe some other type of blanket pattern. So if you have any suggestions for a good blanket pattern to use with this yarn, drop it in the comments below, preferably a free pattern. If it is a paid pattern as well, drop it in the comments and I'll take a look. But really looking for some unique and fun blankets that are preferably easy projects to work through, or quick projects to work through and work up. Because I'm just so excited to have these as blankets that I don't really want to wait very long to use them and get those finished. So these ones I'm super excited for. And these cakes, I actually don't remember the regular price on these. If I remember it, I'll throw it on the screen here. And that would be, so the price that you see there, that would be the regular price. But I do remember what I paid for them. So I paid $5 for these, which was such a good deal. My instinct was that these were $15 regular price. So that's 66% off. Really good price. And like I said, I got 3 of each. So that would mean if those finish a blanket, which I'm thinking they should, definitely granny square style blanket. Even if it's just a lap blanket, that's totally fine with me. I don't need anything big. But that means it was $15 worth of yarn. So really great there. All right, guys. Well, that's it for my yarn haul. Nothing crazy and nothing, I don't have hundreds of dollars worth of yarn here and bags worth of yarn like I've been seeing from some other fiber artists down in the US based on what they're grabbing at Joann's. But it was nice to have this little yarn haul. I did get some really good deals here. Made me feel included in some yarn sales that everyone was taking advantage of. I think the only one that will be going back is this Bernat baby blanket. And like I said, I'll also return one of these Karen Colorama Haze skeins, just because it's a very unique yarn, and I don't see myself really making multiple projects with it. So I'll make one thing with one of the colors and return the other one. But other than that, keeping everything else, really happy and excited with my finds here. And for those of you who are in Canada, highly recommend checking out Walmart. Sometimes their stock in store is not so great. They tend to carry a lot of their own brand, and sometimes it can be really spotty and messy when you're trying to look through the store there, in my opinion, at least at my local Walmart. But I've had a lot of success online on their website. They tend to have a lot more in stock that's outside of their own brand, a lot of Bernat blanket in stock, which is one of my go-to yarns. And as well, some of these other really fun and great yarns like the Lion Brand line. I've never actually seen these Roll With It Sparkle Red Heart yarns in my local Walmart, but like I said, they tend to have more in stock online, so you never know what you're going to find. Take a look, and hopefully my fellow Canadians can take advantage of some great yarn sales north of the border. Thank you all for watching. If you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe below. I try and post somewhat regularly. For those of you who follow me on social media, I am in the middle of a move right now, so things have been a little crazy and my posting has been a little more sporadic, but go ahead and follow me on Instagram for more content updates and updates on the move, and when you'll get notified as well when new videos are posted. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.